How can you get your ex to come crawling back to you? Right? She doesn't want to be with you at the moment. She has walked away and she isn't trying to get back with you. You want her back, but she doesn't seem like she's ever going to change her mind. How can you get her to change her mind, change how she feels, and come crawling back? In this video, I'm going to talk about 3 things for you. Number 1, where guys go wrong when trying to get their ex-woman to come crawling back. Number 2, what can work. And number 3, the easiest and most effective way to get her to come crawling back to you. So with number 1, where guys go wrong. The main area where guys go wrong when thinking about how they can get their ex-woman to come crawling back is to completely cut off contact with her for 30, 60, or even 90 days. This is what a guy is hoping for. She breaks up with him, he doesn't contact her for 30, 60, or 90 days, equals she comes crawling back. Yet, in almost all expat cases, this is what happens instead. She breaks up with him, he doesn't contact her for 30, 60, or 90 days, equals she moves on without him. Some guys can get their ex-woman back simply by ignoring her for many weeks or months, but most guys don't get that result. In most cases, the woman remembers exactly why she broke up with her ex-guy, so she doesn't feel any motivation to want to go back to him. She was turned off by him, she broke up with him, and if he doesn't do anything to re-attract her, she will simply move on without him. An important thing to point out about cutting off contact is that it really does work differently for men and women. For example, if a man broke up with a woman and she then cut off contact with him, he might eventually get to the point where he's not getting laid and he can't find a new woman. He knows that his ex-woman really wanted to be with him, she didn't want to go through with the breakup, so he thinks, oh well, I might as well contact her and I'll catch up with her, I'll hook up with her, I'll enjoy myself, and then I'll break up with her again. A guy will often do that rather than going out there and having to go through the process of picking up new women. He'll just go back to a woman that he can have sex with quite easily because he knows she still wants him. Therefore, cutting off contact works quite well for women who want to get a man back. However, the same rule doesn't apply when a man wants to get a woman back. When a woman breaks up with a guy, it's almost always because she is no longer attracted to him. She doesn't want to have sex with him anymore. She doesn't want to be in his arms. She doesn't want to be kissed by him. The reason why she broke up with him was that there were certain things about his behavior and approach to her that turned her off and caused her to just want to get out of the relationship. So if she's not getting laid, if she's not getting any action, as you would know, it's very easy for women to get out there and instantly get some action. So rather than going back to a guy that she's not attracted to, she simply moves on and she forgets all about her ex. This is why most guys who cut off contact for 30, 60, or 90 days don't see their ex-woman come crawling back to them. She wasn't attracted to him, so she broke up with him. In most cases, the woman then continues to remember exactly why she broke up with him and simply moves on without him, rather than coming crawling back to a guy that she isn't even attracted to. Of course, sometimes a woman is still interested in her ex, but isn't willing to contact him first or to push for a relationship. Why? She doesn't want to end up getting rejected by him and then feeling like she is the one who got dumped and left behind. For example, she worries that if she reaches out to show interest in him and asks to catch up, he might then say no and say that he doesn't want anything to do with her, he's happy, and he has moved on without her. She will then feel rejected, feel brokenhearted, and feel like she is the one who got left behind. She doesn't want to put herself in that position emotionally, so rather than having the courage to lead the ex-back process and potentially face rejection, she just stays quiet. She thinks to herself, well, if he wants me, he'll come and get me. He'll contact me, he'll arrange a meetup, we'll connect again, we'll hook up again, and we'll get back together. If he doesn't do that, then, well, I'm just going to have to move on. Okay, so that's where a lot of guys go wrong when it comes to hopefully getting their ex-woman to come crawling back. Now let's look at what can work. Now, before I reveal what can work, I want to point out that this is not my number 1 method to get an ex-woman back. Right? This is what can work, but this is what most guys don't want to do. What can work? Hooking up with other women to make her jealous. All right, that's a pretty obvious one to get a woman to come crawling back. Most guys can put two and two together and work that out themselves. If they've been broken up with a woman, go and hook up with some other women and make her feel jealous. Yet here's the thing. Most guys who want to get their woman back do not want to have to go out there and hook up with other women. There's essentially three reasons for that. One, the guy just wants his woman back. He doesn't want any other women. Two, his confidence has taken a bit of a hit since the breakup. Or three, he's not really good at attracting and picking up new women. So with the first one, most guys are in a situation where they just want their ex-woman back. For example, a guy knows how much he has been through with his woman and how much they have grown together, how great it was to be intimate with each other, and he just doesn't want to go and do that with another woman now. He wants to continue doing it with his ex-woman. So this is why the option of going out and hooking up with new women to make an ex jealous can work, but it's not usually at the top of the list of the favorite things to do for a guy who wants to get his ex-woman back. Okay, so the second reason was that his confidence has taken a bit of a hit since the breakup. When a guy gets dumped by his woman, it's often a little bit embarrassing for him to have to face up to friends, family, and co-workers and have to admit that it's over between him and his woman. He looks around at everyone else, his friends, his family, his co-workers, and they're enjoying their relationships. They seem happy. They don't seem to be having any problems. And, here he is, he's dumped. He's on his own now. He's no longer in a relationship. He's the single guy. Depending on what his woman said to him during the breakup, he may have also taken a bit of a hit to his confidence because of that. She might have pointed out a number of things that really turned her off, and he might then start thinking that it's going to be really difficult for him to attract and pick up new women. The third possible reason is where a guy really isn't that good at attracting and picking up women in the first place. So this is where a guy got lucky when picking up his woman and fumbled his way into a relationship with her. So he knows that it's going to be very difficult for him to find another quality woman like her. As a result, he doesn't want to get out there and start dating again and hopefully find a woman who is as great as her. He just wants her back. So while hooking up with new women to make your ex jealous can work to make her come crawling back, it's usually not the most favorite thing for guys to do after they've been dumped by their woman. Some guys can get out there and do it and they have no problem with it, but most guys don't want to use that option. Additionally, while it can work to make an ex come crawling back, sometimes it can backfire. For example, sometimes a guy will hook up with a new woman and his ex-woman will then get jealous. She will be feeling hurt by that and will go out and hook up with a new guy. She might then really like the new guy and get into a relationship with him and not want to be with her ex anymore. Alternatively, she might want to act like she's really happy with her new guy to make her ex-guy feel a lot of pain, to get revenge on him. So it can backfire, but it also can work. It can make a woman look at her ex-man as now being more attractive to women, and she then starts looking at him in a more positive light and thinking, well, if other women are finding him that attractive, maybe he's not so bad after all. She then starts focusing on his positive qualities and comes crawling back, or comes back to him and wants to give it another chance. Okay, number 3, the easiest and most effective way to get her to come crawling back to you. How does it work? What you do is you give your ex 3 to 7 days of space. Use that time to rapidly improve your ability to attract her. Then interact with her and re-attract her. Don't push for a relationship though. Instead, end the interaction and leave her wanting more. That equals she comes crawling back to you, or she simply comes back to you. There are many ways to re-attract your ex. For example, you can do it via text, on a phone call, via social media, or in person. For the purpose of this video, I'll talk about an in-person interaction. Say for example, a guy caught up with his ex-woman and he made her feel attracted to the new and improved version of him. He started making her feel attracted to how confident he was now, to how he could get her laughing even though she was being a bit cold to him at the start of the meetup, and how he could make her feel turned on by how masculine he was being and how feminine it made her feel in comparison. When a woman's feelings have been reactivated in that way, she then starts to look at you in a completely different light. She starts to think about you differently. She starts to feel differently and she starts to make different decisions. She starts feeling drawn to you and wanting to be in your arms, wanting to kiss you, wanting to have sex with you again, but she can also see that you're not chasing her. You're not pushing for a relationship. You're not desperately trying to get her back. If a guy then ends the catch up and they go their separate ways, what's going to be happening inside of her? Right, she is going to be missing him. She's going to be feeling drawn to him. She's going to be feeling as though there is still something between him and her. If she doesn't get back with him, or at least give him another chance, she may end up regretting him as the one that got away. She will begin to worry that if she gets into a relationship with a new guy and isn't happy, she's going to be missing her ex-guy. If her ex-guy has moved on with a new woman and is happy, she's going to be feeling like she has been left behind. She has been rejected. She is the one who is brokenhearted and missing her ex. So rather than going through all that pain, she decides to contact her ex, catch up with him, give him another chance, and enjoy what they now have. Enjoy the new feelings that they're experiencing. Enjoy the relationship and hope that it continues. Hope that it doesn't end. So I hope that helps you understand that contacting your ex after the breakup doesn't make you desperate. Instead, it puts you in control. You're in control of the process because rather than hoping that she comes back on her own for some random reason, you make her feel attracted to you and she wants to come back because she's feeling drawn to you again. So many guys make the mistake of just cutting off contact and hoping that their woman comes back. Instead, she moves on with a new guy and he is left behind. Don't put yourself in that position. If you want your ex-woman to come crawling back, it's best to be a man about it and take control of the situation. You can take control of the situation by actively making her feel attracted to you again when you interact with her. Don't make the mistake of just cutting off contact and hoping that she might come back to you. If she isn't attracted to you and she was turned off by you when she broke up with you, then she's almost certainly going to move on. The easiest and most effective way to get a woman back after a breakup is to interact with her and make her feel attracted again. When you make a woman feel attracted again, her guard comes down, she begins to enjoy herself around you, and she opens back up to wanting to be in your arms again, kiss you, and have sex with you. When that happens, you and her naturally get back together. It's not about you desperately trying to get her back. Instead, it's about both of you having strong feelings for each other and feeling amazing as you get back together in an even better relationship than you had before. Alternatively, rather than getting back with her right away, you can interact with her and make her feel very attracted to you again. You can make her want you back. You can then end the interaction and leave her wanting more. She will then begin to worry that she's going to lose you and you're going to be the one that got away. As a result, she'll come crawling back to you and you can then give her another chance with you. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video and learned something from it. If you'd like to learn more, I recommend that you watch my program, Get Your Ex Back Super System. When you watch the program, you will learn my very best techniques for making a woman come back to you after a breakup. When you use the techniques from the program, she will feel a renewed sense of respect and attraction for you. She will fall in love with you again and want to be in a relationship with you now. One final point that I want to make for you in this video is that it's really up to you what you do from here on. If you want to just cut off contact and wait and hope that she may come back one day, then go ahead and do that. If you feel like it will work for you and she won't be able to handle not being contacted by you, then great. Cut off contact. Alternatively, if you want to try to make her jealous by hooking up with new women, then go ahead and do that. However, what I recommend is that you consider using an approach that is very easy and effective. That is where you interact with your ex and you make her feel attracted to you again. You give her a reason to want to be with you. Her feelings have been reawakened. She wants to be around you now. She wants to be in your arms. She wants to be kissed by you. She wants to have sex with you. If you do that and you're also giving her the impression that you're not desperately chasing her and trying to get a relationship back together ASAP, then she will naturally start to come crawling back to you. She will naturally want you back for her own reasons.